If you're thinking about moving to Chicago, then this is the video for you. Today, I'm going to be covering 5 things that you need to know before you make the move to make sure that this is the right spot for you. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tony Angelos, your Chicagoland real estate broker. And if you are thinking about making the move, my contact information is down below. My team and I would love to talk to you. I feel like most of the time when you see these videos, it's like 5 things you need to know. We've got weather, we've got food. It's a bunch of bullshit, and most of it's regurgitated off of just some generic blog that was written 20 years ago. So today I'm going to actually talk about 5 things that you may not necessarily think about, but I think you will find incredibly helpful and valuable. So stick around till the end, watch all of them, and I hope you find this video valuable. So let's start with the first thing, car ownership. If you own a car, it's fine. This is totally a city where you could drive around in. It is very friendly to public transportation in most situations. But if you do own a car, be careful where you're parking and watch for street signs. Watch for street signs for parking permits. A lot of areas have parking permits after a set period of time. Some are always permitted parking, and some places are always going to be free, which is nice. If you are at a spot and you wonder, can I park here? And you aren't 100% sure, just don't park there. Go find somewhere else. And if you're moving here and you intend to keep your car, depending on where you live, if you do end up in a high-rise or in one of the more dense downtown areas, parking costs can range in the garage somewhere between $200 to as high as $500 in some instances. I would say though, on average, most of the garages I see tend to be around the $200 to $300 a month range. And this is generally indoor covered garage parking. And last point I'll make about having a car, if you do bring your car to Chicago, you need to make sure to register it with the city. I got slapped with this fine. It is not a good fine. I forget exactly how much I paid, but I think I got like $200. I think I got a $200 fine on it. Moving on to number 2. This would not be a 5 things you need to know about Chicago video without talking about the weather, but here's my twist on it. The quality of coat and boots and socks you have will have a direct correlation on how badly you perceive the winters in Chicago. This is one of those situations where you should invest in a really nice heavy jacket, and you also need to learn the art of layering if you're coming from a place that maybe is not so cold or so variable. For a lot of people, having a really heavy winter jacket might not be super necessary, but if you will spend more than 5 minutes outside at any given time, whether it be your walk to work or your walk to the train station or whatever it might be, invest in a high quality winter jacket. Same goes for boots too. Get something that's water resistant, get some nice socks, some warm socks. You'll thank yourself later. Moving on to number 3, I want to talk a little bit about our CTA and our public transportation system. We have a really good one. I think Time Out Magazine did a review of public transportation in cities across the world. Chicago was one of 2 cities in the United States that made that list. 2. We have 8 L lines and I think like bus routes. So we have a really extensive public transportation network. However, it's not perfect. It can be slow at times. And when you're thinking about where you need to use public transportation to go, meaning your job, cognizant of what that route actually looks like. You could use this on Google Maps, Apple Maps too. You could put in your starting destination where you need to go. It'll tell you how long it is on public transportation. But if you are maybe thinking you want to live off the Brown line, maybe you want to live off the Paulina or Irving Park Brown line stop, and maybe you have another 5 to 10 minute walk to that train station from your home, well, a 10-minute walk to the Irving Park Brown line stop, plus say another 5 to 10 minute wait, plus your route to the city, maybe you got to take the train all the way around the loop, and then you have another 2 or 3 minute walk to your job. You could be spending upwards of 2 hours a day just in transit, even though it doesn't look that far on the map. Additionally, don't be afraid of the buses. Our bus systems, especially our rapid bus systems, are pretty good. The 4th thing you should know about moving to Chicago is that our neighborhoods are all different and all unique. There are some neighborhoods that are similar to each other, but each has their own distinct flair and personality. Before committing to a neighborhood, make sure you go check that neighborhood out. Make sure that the vibe in the neighborhood corresponds to how you feel as a person. You want to make sure you feel comfortable there. If you want to learn more about the Chicago neighborhoods, you can grab my neighborhood guide. It's down in the description. You could grab a copy of it there. And despite some of these neighborhoods being just minutes away in an Uber, people don't necessarily go to other neighborhoods as much as you might think they would. So make sure that you get out, explore the different neighborhoods, try different restaurants, and really experience what all the city has to offer. Like I said, if you want my neighborhood guide, leave a comment and I'll send it to you. And lastly, we're a food city, and this goes way the fuck beyond deep dish pizza. Don't get me wrong, we like our deep dish pizza. I'm a Lou Malnati's guy. I also like Michael's in Buena Park. Pequod's, I don't think is real deep dish. It's more of a pan style pizza, even though it's very, very popular. But that's the last I'm gonna say about deep dish pizza. Here are some real Chicago street foods you need to try. Go get an Italian beef. There are a lot of ways to order an Italian beef. I like mine dipped with hot giardiniera peppers on it. You could get it, you don't have to get it spicy if you don't want to, but good Italian beef. I also recommend the Polish sausages with grilled onions and mustard. Hot dogs with everything on them, Chicago style, hold the ketchup. We don't like ketchup on here. Not really sure why, but it's a Chicago thing, I guess. And the unsung hero of Chicago, in my opinion, the pork chop sandwich. And lastly, the iconic gyro. That's a Chicago original too. You could thank us for that. This is really Chicago street food. I think it's kind of a dying legacy, to be honest with you. You don't see a lot of new hot dog places opening up, which is kind of sad, but these places are littered all over Chicago. It's our late night food. It's the quick stuff. Aside from that though, Chicago's got some great restaurants. I think we have 20 Michelin star places. We've got over 50 James Beard Award restaurants. We have some really incredible food in all corners of the city. We really love our food. So if you're moving here, just know you're gonna have a ton of really great options pretty much at all hours of the day, even late at night, and something that, depending on where you're coming from, you may not be used to. It's a blessing and it's a curse. You're probably gonna spend more money in Uber Eats and DoorDash than you would like, but it's just the reality of living downtown. All right, that's what I got for you today. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.